Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Hanamatsuri today. I'm happy to see all these many people come to the gym to celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's birthday this morning. About 2,500 years ago, Shakyamuni Buddha was born at the Lumbini Grove in the current, almost a border between India and Nepal. His father, Sudondana, was the king of Shaka clan. Then his mother was Queen Maya. The prince was named Siddhartha. When he was born, the Naga king rained down the cold and warm water and bathed the baby, the body of the baby Siddhartha. The newborn infant Siddhartha Gautama, do you know how many steps? Do you remember how many steps he walked? 4, 5, 6, 100? 7 steps, 7 steps. Then after that, pointing right hand up, then left hand bottom, then it says, Tenjo Tenge Yuiga Dokson. Tenjo Tenge Yuiga Dokson in Japanese. In the heavens above and on the earth below, I alone will become the honored one. With each step that he took, a lotus flower blossoms under his feet. So that is the story Shakyamuni Buddha was born in this world. So we try to recreate Shakyamuni Buddha's birth, when we celebrate the Hanamatsuri service. So that's why we have a flower pavilion, Hanamido, then we have lots of flowers, then we offer sweet tea to the baby Buddha. So I'd like to have a special thanks to Steve Hasegawa and the Hasegawa family to build a new Hanamido. Because of the fire, Hanamido we have to build a new one. So we are able to have new Hanamido today. Then also, can you see something different, something new? The one is, the behind this Hanamido, I set a tablecloth. That's called mizuhiki and uchishiki. This is my, first time. So this is a brand new. This is first time to set this mizuhiki and uchishiki. So maybe after the service you can come close. This is really beautiful, right? Yes. Looks like chicken. Well, everybody has a different point of view to see, but you can get closer to see this beautiful uchishiki and mizuhiki. Then can you see the Amida Buddha's scroll? This looks new, but I'd say 100 years old scroll. This now, in the Hondo, we have a statue of Amida Buddha. I believe this is before the statue. This was our sacred image of Amida Buddha at the Seattle Betsuin Buddhist Temple. On the back, it's the Kyonyo Shonin. His name was written, which means when this scroll was, Seattle Betsuin received this scroll, Kyonyo Shonin was the Gomonshu at the time, at the Honganji. So his time was almost about 100 years ago. So this scroll could be 100 years old. So we are so fortunate we are able to refurbish this scroll because this was really damaged, with bad shape, but we are able to refurbish, then looks so beautiful. So after the service, you can come closer to take a look at this beautiful scroll as well. Also thank again for the Dharma school to decorating this Hanamido. This is so nice and beautiful. This is Hanamatsuri is one of my favorite service to celebrate Shakyamuni Buddha's birth together. So when Shakyamuni Buddha was attained enlightenment, of course, he attained enlightenment to the Dharma. That's way beyond my understanding, my conception, right? That's so difficult to understand entire Dharma, which Shakyamuni Buddha attained enlightenment. One thing I learned from Shakyamuni Buddha's attaining enlightenment. Dharma is, Shakyamuni Buddha said, human beings born in this world, getting old, having illness, and die. Sho, ro, byō, shi. Birth in the world, getting old, getting sickness, and die one day. That's one of the Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching. So what? Everybody knows that, right? Everybody knows about that. But one experience I truly understand struck Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching. 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, my son Yuya, he's here, he's fine now, but 2 weeks ago, he started saying sore throat, not feeling well, just a little bit fever, so he couldn't go to school. But, at that time, I wasn't taking it so serious. Well, maybe rest one day, then he can go to school tomorrow. But next day, Wednesday, fever went up to over 102. Wow. Then, he was resting whole day. He couldn't eat. Then Thursday morning, but temperature went back miraculously, 102 to the regular normal temperature. But he was still tired. He was resting all Thursday. Then Friday, temperature stayed the same, normal, regular temperature. So, but looks tired, but I thought, well, maybe he's okay. He can go to school. Because Friday it's called Japan Night Day. Special event at the school. So then he was supposed to do the dance presentation at school. Okay, but he can go. Then he went. Then the Saturday was a baseball tournament. That's important. He has to go. He has to play the tournament. So I took him to the school. Then he went to Japan Night. Then he participated the dance performance. Then came home. Looks tired. Okay, go to sleep. Went to bed earlier. Next morning, fever came back. So that's really unfortunate. Then I took really more seriously. Oh, this is something, not just a cold, something different. I should realize way before, but I didn't take it too serious before that. Then he tested flu A positive. Then I took him to the doctor. Then he was start coughing a lot. Then he couldn't go to school Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. He was so tired, so he couldn't go to school. Then Thursday, finally, he was able to go to school. I really felt I was so stupid. I felt. Because, I heard something was going around, going on at the school. Lots of students are, catching something bad. Lots of students were absent from the school. I knew that. However, my way of thinking is, my son should be okay. My son is not catching those serious illness. Then on Thursday, when temperature went back normal, I thought, oh, miraculous things happens. Miraculous recovery. Oh, yeah, maybe he's okay now. I was so, even he looked so tired. I took him to school. That's a big my mistake. Then Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching came up in my mind. Human beings born in this world, getting old, get sick, and die one day. We know that. I thought I knew that, but still, my ego-centered, self-centered view to see, my son should be okay. I should be okay. My family should be okay. Lots of ego, expectation. Maybe that's happened to somebody else, not to me. That's my mind. I couldn't see the reality as it is. I don't want my son to miss any baseball tournament or Japan night. That became my, obstacle to see, to understand what is happening. It is called blind passions, bonno in Japanese. The person who has the blind passions, we call bonbu in Japanese, ignorant person. In Buddhism, it is teaching us, because we all have blind passions. One teaching, it says, you have to remove all the blind passions. You have to remove all your blind passions. Otherwise, you cannot see the reality as it is. Then Shakyamuni Buddha is telling all the disciples how to get rid of your blind passions. Then, after you get rid of all the blind passions, then gradually you can see, using right view to see the reality as it is. So that's one of the eightfold path. If once you can get the right view, then you can use the right speech, right conduct, all the eightfold path. But there's another teaching. It says, another teaching is, rather than, you have to realize your blind passions. The first one was removing the blind passions. The another teaching is realizing, awakening to your blind passions. What do I need to realize my blind passions? If I'm using my own view to see, my eyes to see myself, we never realize my blind passions. We need mirror to show me who I am. That's Amida Buddha's teaching. That's a Pure Land teaching. Once we realize my blind passions, then I can accept, I truly understand who I am. As I mentioned, there's if I categorize in Buddhism into two big categories, there's two. One is the removing blind passions. It is called path of sage. The another teaching is realizing, awakening to and accepting my blind passions. That's called Pure Land way, Pure Land path. When my son gets sick, first I thought, I could handle this. But I couldn't do it. But once I'm using the home test kit, then realizing, he has a flu A, then that makes me realize, this is really happening on him. That's a kind of, could be, that became the mirror for me to understand what is happening, what it is. I'm repeating, but Shakyamuni Buddha says, once born in this world, without any exceptions, everyone getting old, getting sickness, and die. That's a human life. That's a cause of human life as well. That is Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching. Using this teaching to see my life, it is why we are grateful to be able to eat food together. That's why it is so grateful to play with our friends together, to play pickleball together, to play basketball together, to sing music together, to play music together, to be able to play baseball together with other people. Because our human life is, as Shakyamuni Buddha mentioned, our life is suffering. That's why when we are able to live our life, that is grateful. We should be grateful each day, each moment. That's my appreciation of Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching. Thank you again for attending this Hanamatsuri service. On this occasion, please reflect upon your life and your life. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda, 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 Namanda.
Thank you, Yudingbang, for your Dharma message. So if you have blind passion